This is situation 1 for the practice of stationing Moboards. Situation 1 reads, USS Hopper must conduct an unrep with an oiler, USNS Laramie. Laramie, the guide ship, is on course 340 at a speed of 13 knots. The guide bears 045 degrees true from the Hopper at a range of 16,000 yards. At 15:15, Hopper is ordered to take action to then take a station on 170 degrees relative from the guide ship at a range of 2,000 yards. Using stationing speed of 20 knots, determine the following: course to station, time to station, and bearing to guide at station. So first step, as always, make sure you have everything you need, and then you're gonna draw the E to R vector. Remember, since we're doing stationing Moboards, E to R will be the guide ship in this case. So E goes in the middle, and then you're gonna draw the E to R vector. That is 340 degrees true at a speed of 13 knots. So the first step will be 13 knots. You're gonna measure here using the 5-to-1 scale, and that is 13 knots. And then you're gonna put it at 340. Then you're gonna mark it, and that will be your R point. Then you're gonna draw E to R, and that is your E to R vector. 16,000 yards, so you wanna use the 2-to-1 scale for the distances. And then next step would be to plot M1. So M1, it reads for 16,000 yards, and the guide ship will be on bearing 045 degrees true. So you're gonna take 16,000 yards from here all the way to 16 for 6,000 yards. Once you have this measurement, so 045, you being the Hopper, the guide ship will be bearing 045. So you're gonna take 045 from here, and then you're gonna measure from here to the point will be 16,000 yards. So here will be your M1 at time 15:15. You were ordered to take station (2,000 yards, 170 degrees relative from the guide ship). So that's your M1. Now you want to draw M2. So for M2, you're gonna go 170 degrees relative from this point. So this is 340, right? Plus 170. That equals 510. And then 510 minus 360. That gives you 150 degrees 150 degrees true, which is 170 degrees relative. So you're gonna go from 150 degrees true, but it's actually 170 degrees relative from the guide ship. So you're gonna go from here to 150. Then you're gonna measure 2,000 yards. So you're gonna take the 2,000 yards here, and then bearing from here 150 degrees true, but it is in reality it will be 170 degrees relative. Remember, relative, this becomes 000. 170 degrees relative will be there. You mark it, and that's gonna be your M2. So from there, you're gonna draw your relative motion line from here, going through from M1 to M2. You draw your relative motion line. So this is your relative motion line. From there, you're gonna draw a line that is parallel to this one in the same direction from R going extending out. So once you have this one, you're gonna go from here, and then you're gonna know that you're gonna have the SRM here, and then whatever you get from here to the end point will be your time to, you're gonna complete the speed triangle, and then you're gonna go from here to the M, and that's how you're gonna calculate your course to station. So the next step now is you're already being told that you're gonna use your station speed will be 20 knots. So you will measure 20 knots from here, and 20 knots. Then you're gonna put it at the center, and you're gonna swing it until you intercept a point in this relative motion line, and that's gonna be here. That's gonna be your M. So from here to here, you already know that it's 20 knots. You know from here to here is 13 knots. And this is gonna be your SRM, your speed of relative motion. You're gonna calculate it from here to M, from R to M. That's gonna be your SRM, speed of relative motion. Then you take it to here, and that will give you around 11.5. So now you know that your SRM is 11.5 knots. You're gonna mark that point here, 11.5. That is roughly here. Then you're gonna calculate the distance between M1 and M2. Remember, you're using the 2-to-1. That is roughly 15,500. So that's your MRM. So MRM, 15,500. You're gonna mark that point here, 15,500. Roughly here. And you're gonna draw a line from here to here. That's gonna give you roughly 38, 39. So that's 38 minutes. That is your time to station. So that being your time to station, you're gonna transfer it here. That's 38 minutes. For your course to station, remember, before you were E2, since this is in the stationing Moboard, you go E to M, and then you're gonna mark it here. That's roughly 0.14 degrees true. So that is your course to station, 0.14 degrees true. And for your bearing to the guide at the time of when you're on a station. So you're simply gonna mark it from here, go through E, and that's gonna be roughly there. You mark it, and that is gonna be your bearing to guide at station. Remember, this is station, so that is roughly 330 degrees true, 330 degrees true. And that's basically the end of situation 1.